With that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a...
For the past year, we've watched Sheryl Swoopes relentlessly go after Caitlin Clark, claiming she's a 25-year-old competing against teenagers, downplaying her rookie season as unimpressive, and insisting no one wants to play with her. The criticism felt non-stop.
Your peers, they will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
Right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of hard, right?
And I used, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummy.
Then Cheryl Miller stepped into the ring. The basketball legend and former Clark coach just delivered a knockout blow on the All the Smoke podcast, calling Swoopes a big dummy and dismantling the false narratives. Miller's putting Swoopes in her place, and her defense of Caitlin Clark reveals something surprising about the future of the Indiana Fever that has fans buzzing with excitement. Are you ready?
Player of the Year, 2-time national championship, 2-time tournament MVP, first woman to dunk in an organized game, gold medalist. Thank you for making time. Welcome to the show, Cheryl Miller.
Everything Miller said raises a question. Why is one of basketball's legends so determined to tear down the WNBA's brightest new star? Let's unpack the bizarre crusade Sheryl Swoopes has waged against Caitlin Clark from her college dominance all the way through her rookie season.
Also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old.
It all started with Swoopes making wildly inaccurate claims about Clark's college career. In perhaps her most outrageous take, she insisted Clark was a 25-year-old dominating 20-year-olds at Iowa. The reality? Clark was just 22, a standard fourth-year senior like countless others. When the lie was exposed, Swoopes tried to backpedal, dismissing it as hyperbole tied to COVID eligibility rules. But the excuse fell flat and didn't hold any weight.
Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Carry on.
I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
I said that because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
But Swoopes was just getting warmed up. Next, she claimed Clark was hoisting 40 shots a game, painting her as a selfish volume scorer. The truth? Clark averaged just 22.7 attempts. The irony here is hard to miss. Swoopes herself put up 19.2 shots a night as a senior, only 3 fewer than Clark. Talk about throwing stones from a glass house. And when Clark closed in on the all-time NCAA scoring record, Swoopes switched tactics, dismissing the milestone by suggesting Clark only got there because of a 5th year.
Ask me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
That claim was flat out false. Clark shattered the scoring record in just 4 years, the same as countless other college stars. Swoopes conveniently ignored the fact that Clark could have taken a 5th year under COVID rules, but chose not to. Then came the WNBA. Swoopes confidently predicted Clark wouldn't dominate at the pro level. But as Clark broke rookie assist records and quickly became one of the league's premier playmakers, Swoopes suddenly went silent. The numbers told a story: 19.2 points per game, a league-best 8.4 assists, and Rookie of the Year honors. The doubters had nothing left to say.
Say she wouldn't be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Respectfully, there is absolutely no way, even when we're trying to sit here and play semantics about dominating, there's no way that anyone could ever leave this season in saying that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese didn't dominate. You would have to further explain what dominance means for you to not sit here and say that a player who is leading the league in assists while averaging 19 to 20 points didn't dominate.
Perhaps the most telling moment came during Swoopes' appearance on Angel Reese's podcast. There, she kept undermining Clark while insisting she had no problem with her, a classic case of saying one thing while doing the complete opposite.
Cheryl, since she was in college, I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa, and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that, you know, there was this quote by Cheryl that said, you know, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, however old, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
The basketball world started to take notice. Eventually, Swoopes was pulled from broadcasting a Fever game and replaced by Nancy Lieberman, who wasted no time calling out the misinformation surrounding the rookie sensation.
I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend, and I said, you know, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you know, you might like Boston. I might like the Yankees. You know, it's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone. And I was like, Cheryl, you know, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship, it pretty much is not happening at this point. I tried to talk to her at the Final Four. Right. She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without Sheryl Swoopes in my life.
The basketball world had been waiting for someone with real credibility to step into the Caitlin Clark conversation. That moment came when Cheryl Miller walked into the All the Smoke studio and lit up the critics. Because when a legend who's actually coached Clark decides she's had enough of the nonsense, you get one of the most authentic and powerful defenses women's basketball has ever seen.
Oh, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes. Yeah. But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I can't fault her for what she was given.
Miller didn't just casually support Clark. She came with fire and precision that only someone of her stature could deliver. Her now viral message to critics like Swoopes cut through in just 2 words. Come on, you big dummies. The studio erupted. But Miller was only getting started. She defended Clark's work ethic with the conviction of someone who's seen it firsthand. This wasn't just another talking head rushing to Clark's side, it was Cheryl Miller, one of the greatest to ever touch a basketball, calling out the hypocrisy surrounding the young star. And she highlighted something the haters conveniently ignore.
Oh, I mean, look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
It's the uncomfortable truth Clark's critics don't want to admit. Her presence has elevated the entire league, including the paychecks of the very people tearing her down. And Miller made it clear she wasn't speaking from speculation, but from experience. After coaching Clark in the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, Miller called it the best coaching job ever and spoke glowingly about what she saw up close. She's such a big star, the sky's the limit for her, Miller said, before shifting to something deeper. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. I know what it's like to be...
Recently coached the WNBA All-Star Game. You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. Mm-hmm. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my color.
Yeah.
I was proud to see Miller cut through the noise and expose the narrative for what it really was: false. With just a few words, she dismantled months of media spin. And then she went deeper, offering rare insight into what truly makes Caitlin Clark special.
Can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. Mm-hmm. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. Mm-hmm. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
Behind Miller's technical breakdown of Clark's skills was something even more meaningful: a genuine emotional bond forged in the trenches of Clark's toughest moments. When the Fever finally secured their first win of the 2024 season, Miller didn't just congratulate her. She gave Clark something almost no one else had offered: Unconditional support at the exact moment the rookie needed it most.
Watching her pass, and I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version thinker. Defensively, a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be themselves.
The embrace between Miller and Clark after Indiana's first victory wasn't just a casual exchange between two basketball figures, it was a pivotal moment. It revealed just how isolated Clark had felt amid the storm of criticism surrounding her entry into the league. Miller later recalled the raw emotion of that meeting. "I gave her the biggest hug I could. When she saw me, she was like, 'Oh man, finally somebody who's on my side.' She was getting hit with everything, left and right."
I was getting hit with everything left and right, and I just said, I hugged her. I said, "I'm so proud of you." I go, "Savor this. Use this as a formula." I said, "But keep being you." I said, "No matter what, keep being you."
In that vulnerable moment, Miller didn't offer empty platitudes. She gave the kind of guidance that only comes from someone who's walked a similar path. "I'm so proud of you. Savor this. Use it as a formula. But no matter what, keep being you." These weren't just comforting words. They were a lifeline for a rookie drowning in expectations and relentless scrutiny.